Hey there, you're listening to Your Life is Awesome, featuring true life stories about sex told by audience members at Smut Slams around the world. Smut Slam is a growing network of dirty storytelling shows founded in 2011 by me, Cameron Moore. We do our best to keep Smut Slam safe, but safe doesn't mean G-rated. Some of these stories are explicit as fuck. If you're not into that, now is a good time to get out. Otherwise, enjoy the show. Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Your Life is Awesome, the official podcast of the Smut Slam International Storytelling Network. I don't know what an unofficial podcast would be like, but we're the official one. We're the real deal. We get stories in from our network of community dirty storytelling events and bring them to you as fresh as we can. My name is Cameron Moore. My pronouns are she, her, and I am your host here at Your Life is Awesome. I'm super excited to be bringing you this episode because it's the first time we're coming from Odense, which is either the second or third city in Denmark. I don't know. Like, oftentimes the second cities in different countries, there's always some contention about who is the next largest this or that. And I'm pretty sure it's Odense. Anyway, it's a lovely city that's about an hour and a half west of Copenhagen. I always pass through it on my way to Copenhagen on the train. And for this episode, we got to stop there and do a smut slam at the May 2025 Pride celebration as part of the Odense Pride at Studenterhus. So this is a sort of a student union-y building that presents events and shows and whatnot, especially catering to the university there in Odense. We were very excited to bring this special Pride theme. Pride and joy was a theme. Now, oftentimes with these themes, I pick them to get people started thinking about a specific area of sex or sexuality or kink. For Pride and Joy, frankly, because we bring it out for the Pride celebrations, it's less about that much of a theme and more just giving lots of space for us queers to really take center stage at Smut Slam. So for Pride Slams, we will frequently we'll draw more often from the queer box than from the non-queer box. We'll do that sort of thing. Frankly, at this event, though, it was mostly queers, and it was fantastic, very festive, and they brought lots of stories involving pride and or joy, or just some queer shit that was lovely to listen to. In between the stories, of course, we have lots of fuck buckets, which are the anonymous questions and or confessions that audience members can throw in, just if they want me to have a fun but respectful time trying to answer their questions. You'll hear it, you'll see, you'll get it. Thanks to all the tellers on this episode for giving us permission to share their stories on the show. Go ahead, sit back, get a nice relaxing drink, and we'll see you on the other side. I have a kink for showing lesbians how pretty they are in a mirror while I'm fingering them. Oh. That's cute. So I love this delicate opera clap, right? Yes, that's very nice. Very nice. Okay. Ooh. Okay. How do I communicate my sexual fantasies to a partner? What do I do if they are repulsed by my desires? Yes, what happens if they have that reaction? Okay. So how do you, you can't not you can, but I don't think it's good for you. You can't not communicate your desires to your sexual partner in the hopes and out of fear that they're going to leave you for finding out, because that is a very tenuous detente and you don't want to be there. All right. Don't want to be there balancing forever on the knife edge. What if they leave me? It just builds up fear in your mind. Okay. You're going to have to talk about it at some point. You talk about it. You communicate in words. And as I say that, I realize, A, I say that a lot at Smut Slam, and B, words are not always easy for people to do. But you're going to have to get through that part. What do you do if they are repulsed by your desires? You decide, well, first of all, how do they express that? Like, do they tell you you're a terrible person? Because if they do, you might consider not being with them, because that's a really shitty dick move to do. If they express it to you as like, no, I don't ever want to do that. I have no desire to do that ever. That's a polite way of responding, right? But then you have to decide, how important are those desires? Are these things that you can watch porn about? Are they things that you can read stories about? Are you in an open relationship and can you get those elsewhere? Is it important for you to have it with them? Because if it's at that level of essential to your expression of close sexuality, then if they're not ever going to get there, you might need to break up. Oh, I hate to say that from the microphone. I'm just saying, if it's core to your sexuality and they don't ever want to do it and you're in a closed relationship, but you want to do it with your partner, there's a tough decision to be made there. Okay? All right? That's what I'm saying here.
Speaking of pride and joy and all the things, I would just like to first ask a question to the room by raising of your hands. I can't see shit. How many of you have attended a sort of adult education, university, college type of place in your lifetime? Oh, God. Okay. So going to college, going to university, some sort of thing, right? Okay, so a lot of you. Okay. By a raising of your hands, how many of you have had sex at school? Okay, quite a few. Okay, great. Phew. Okay.
Is there any other?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I did twice in my lifetime, which was a couple of years ago, and I haven't really thought about it since. But I have also recently started working at a new place. I haven't changed my job. I work with the cissest, heterosexualist, whitest men in the world, like computer geeks, okay? They are translucent. That is how white they are, okay? And so I didn't change my job. I just changed my workplace. Okay, that is important for later. But anyway, I went to university here in this city, and I accidentally, on purpose, had sex at school twice. Yeah, not the same day, I'm not insane, but no. One time it was in this small study hall in the middle of nowhere, and I was studying in the humanities and studying languages, and so nobody cared what we did. And so we had a tiny study hall with a small library underneath in the cellar, and me and one of my friends decided, what could happen, right? Nobody ever goes in there. It was after hours, and we went into the library, and it was fine. We had a great time. It was a bit dusty, and the ground is very hard. I don't think I would be doing it anymore. I've gotten old now. But nobody ever goes in there, right? Nothing's going to happen. But when we came up from this said library, obviously someone was in the study hall up top. But he was very nice and he didn't say anything. But he and I are now connections on LinkedIn, obviously. So, yeah. The other time, I believe we also kind of got caught, but that was our own fault because we had quite a big auditorium, and in the middle of the auditorium was a grand piano, obviously, and we had sex on the grand piano. Yes! And did we fuck on the bench like normal people? No. I had to sit on the grand piano, obviously. And but thankfully it was quite a large auditorium, and so the door was on the other side of the room. And someone did come in and very politely closed the door. And just went, yeah, these ladies are just having fun. I'm not going to be, I just work here. I don't care. And I didn't think about it because then I didn't go there anymore. And I kind of, grew up and joined LinkedIn and whatever. And so I had to, and then my employer decided that obviously we're going to need a new office space because do I now work at said university? Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Which is fine. It's been years. What's going to happen? It's not like first day. We're going to take a walk around the premises and walk past both of these places where I have fucked someone. Obviously not. And am I out at work with these straightest of whitest men? No, I'm not. Obviously. Not because I'm not gay at work, just because they have so little people skills that they haven't noticed. I have tits on this necklace that I wear every day. Nobody. It's very, very small. You have to come up here later. Anyway, they just haven't noticed, and but so on that very first day, we walked past first the auditorium, and then we walked past that little study hall, and I figured, man, this is fine. I'm gonna play this completely cool. And then, because obviously I'm not going to run into someone that I have fucked in this institution, right? No, obviously not. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. In the cafeteria, in the corner, with their mother.
No.
Yes.
No.
I saw someone, and I was like, wait.
No.
I know you biblically, right? And did I loud and proudly say I know you? No, I did not. No, I hid behind these tall nerds that I had with me, right? And so, is the moral of the story that you should always have sex at school? No, obviously.
Yes.
The moral of the story is also to hide as much as you can from your previous sexual partners, because then I came home and I thought about it and I was like, wait, no, this person and I, we didn't actually have sex. No, we just ordered Indian food while I was dog sitting and just cuddled all night. And so it wasn't until the next day where I took them to the train station that we kind of looked at each other and said, wait, did you think we were going to fuck? No, I actually didn't think we were going to. Oh, okay, great. Me neither. Okay, great. Have a great time. So always hide your identity from your coworkers unless it makes a really cool story. That's it.
Oh my God, I love that.
Is this like product placement? Is there an online store that people should be looking at? Amazing. So did you sit on the piano keyboard? No? On the lid. On the lid. That is hot. Okay. I have masturbated in the middle of statistics class and managed to come middle row at university.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What are the odds? Thanks, I'm here all night. That's amazing. Fuck, statistics class was boring. It was boring, yes. Okay. How can I express my desires about sex without coming across as demanding? Don't demand. Don't demand. Also, so yeah, again, it comes back to like being careful about how you express yourself and be like, don't be like, bitch, get down here. You don't want to do that. I mean, you might want to do that if it's a negotiated thing, but you don't expect anything. You accept people's no. If they say no, you accept it gracefully. And part of accepting gracefully is you do not ask again. If you are asking for something, especially if it's like maybe more challenging or kink or whatever that you worry about, you ask for it once and then you just leave it alone. And if they change their mind, they know that you want it and they'll come back to you. That's how you're not demanding about it, all right? I definitely have heard and read about people being like, oh, I want to try butt sex. What if I keep asking them? Don't keep asking. Just ask them once. They know.
So this is a story that starts with a heartbreak. I was supposed to go on a date with this lovely woman I have never met. And my ex-boyfriend had bought me 2 bottles of wine to take with me to the date. A very sympathetic person. But she never showed up. And I was so sad. No one could ever love me. So I wrote my ex-boyfriend, hey, she didn't show up. And he said, I'm at a party at an old dormitory. Do you want to come? Sure, I'll come. So I showed up. And there was the host, her friend, the hostess boyfriend, girl number 1. Remember, girl number 1. And my ex, and some other side stories. Anyways, I joined this party and see girl number 1 flirting with my ex-boyfriend. So I start flirting with her.
Yeah.
And the intention shifts. And she's very nice looking. She has this nice pearls around her waist. And she has long, blonde, sexy hair. She's really nice looking. And I get her attention. And suddenly the hostess says, do you want to go to the bathroom? And I never go to the bathroom with friends. I don't know why I should. I don't know what they do out there. I piss, I go. But she said, do you want to come? Sure. Okay. And she sits on the bathroom toilet and do her business. And then she gets up and says, do you want to make out?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, do you want to ask your boyfriend first if that's okay? He said, it's okay. He's okay with it. No, that's not how consent works. You have to ask. You have to ask first. Then she goes, come back. She says, he's okay with it. He probably wasn't, but I took it as consent. We started making out. It was great. I was very drunk, and it was a win. Flirted with one girl, kissed with another. Then her friend comes in and says, what are you doing? What are you up to? And she says, we're making out. No. Do you want to join? No. And I'm just standing there thinking, okay, this is taking a turn. Yeah. This is taking a strong turn. Okay, sure. Yeah. And we start making out. Everyone involved. And we're standing there, and it's a one-room apartment. Yeah. There's a living room. There's a bathroom. That's it. And we're just standing out there for about half an hour, doing whatever. And my ex-boyfriend is outside. No. And the girl that I just flirted with. So everyone's probably thinking, what are they doing out there in the only bathroom for half an hour? Sure, whatever. We get out. And we lay on the bed and just cuddle, having a nice time. And girl number one comes over and says, do you want to go to your place? And says, no, I think we're going to hit the city soon. I can't be your only option. I can't be your first option. We need to find someone else. This can't be true. So we hit the city. And she says, while we're waiting for getting inside, she says, can we go to your place? No, it can't be. We need to play it off for a bit. Give it a half hour. Give half an hour. Half an hour later, she says, are you ready to go? Yes. Let's just go to my place. And we have all the fun in the world. Yeah. And if I knew that I would be making out with 3 girls, I would have had lunch. And this is my very humble brag. Thank you very much.
Your life is awesome! Go Phoenix!
Oh, yeah. I got my first kiss in an attempt to make a guy shut up. We were listening to metal music on vinyl, and he kept bugging me about kissing him. Boo. While we were kissing, I felt literally nothing, basically, just went over what to eat later. That was when I learned that I was asexual. And possibly also a really committed foodie, right? Like, what are you going to have for dinner later? Oh, boy. On a Saturday morning in my high school cantina, my then boyfriend and I figured we were alone. You're never alone, okay? Figured we were alone, and we took the opportunity to have sex at the speaker stand.
No.
The janitor walked in as we were still getting dressed, informing us that a teacher was sitting in the lounge next door, and the room was fully covered with surveillance cams. Yes, that is a thing. That is a thing. Okay, I'm going to do one more because I can't resist. Oh, boy. At what point should you limit sharing stories with coworkers before or after the BDSM club membership? I guess it depends on where you work. Are you working at a brothel or are you working at the BDSM club? I personally am not. I haven't been in a mainstream work environment in forever, so my job is sharing sex stories. That's kind of what it is. But I would advocate in this day and age, in these unprecedented times, in this time when even here in Denmark, the Overton window is sliding to the right, I encourage you to exercise a little more caution rather than less about who you share adventures your sex life with, right? It's just caution. They'll reveal themselves to be cool or not over time, all right? You don't have to splash it all out for them right away. People should earn that, right?
The story takes place when I just graduated and I got my little cap and I am at a graduation party and I have just done like what is it called, bass arm for 20 minutes because I wanted the little hammer. And the day prior I had run through a field naked to get like the straw. And I have a competition mindset. So now it's a competition and I want to win it. And my friend comes up and she's like, I just got the lightning. I was like, no, I don't have the lightning. I don't have that much sexual experience. So I'm like, ooh, that's crazy. But I have just started seeing myself as like a sexual being and like, I'm ready. And I have thought about my sexuality. And at that time, I'm pretty sure I'm bisexual. So I download Tinder. And I just swipe yes on everything. I'm like, are you in my area? I am ready to meet. And I find a guy, and he's from Norway. I'm like, great. Experience. I am testing everything. I am experiencing, I am exploring stuff. And he's like, yeah, I can meet in half an hour. I'm like, please bring condoms. I am a bit nervous, and I am losing my virginity. And he's like, okay. Whoa! So we meet at the station. He's like, I have the condoms. And I have never met anybody where the idea was that we are going to have sex. So I'm like, hey, my name is Liv. Nice to meet you. He's like, where do you want to do it? I'm like, oh yeah, my gymnasium is like right up the street. Why don't we do it? So we go there. He brought a little towel because I also wanted like the wave for swimming naked, and he was very nice. He also brought like a little hairband. He was like, he thought about it. So we go swimming, and we go to this little grass area, and then I lay down, like, tell me, walk me through it. I do not know. And he's like, oh, yes. So we have a little short conversation about expectations, and then. After 5 minutes of him being like, are you sure? I'm like, yes. I kind of take his pants off. Like, yeah. And then I'm like, I would like to try to put the condom on you. He's like, okay. And like many other people, I have done this on a cucumber. It's not the same. So I don't succeed, and I have to give up and say, can you do it, please? And then he's like, okay, so I'm just going to go down there and get you warmed up a little bit. I'm like, fine. But before that, I have a question to ask him. And for my graduation, I paid to get long acrylics because I wanted to be cool. And I'm a little bit drunk at this point. And I'm like, hey, so I am exploring myself tonight. Could I stick my finger up your ass? And he says yes. So he spread his legs a little bit and opens up, and I take my this long acrylics, coffin shape, everything, and I maneuver it up there. And then we look at each other, and we just have eye contact, and I'm like, are you enjoying this? And he says no. And then I wiggle it out and take it off the grass. And then we continue. And I had not, again, I didn't know I was the one to talk about butt stuff tonight, but here I am. And
Life is awesome!
yeah, thank you. And then we do the deed in public, in front of my old chemistry classroom. Sometimes I can just like catch a glimpse of everything. Not nice. And I had not considered there being like this little walkway. No one came by. So that was nice. It was only me, this Norwegian guy, who was great, by the way, and 300 million mosquitoes. So I had mosquito bites, places I have never had it before. And then we finished. I was like, this is great. They have a great life, I guess. My friends picked me up. I thought I was about to have this great revelation. Found out I wasn't into men. That was it. Found grass in my vagina for a week. And then I lost my virginity. That was kind of it. And I got the lightning. Yeah!
You know, that is exactly what I imagined sex among Scandinavians would be like. Before I moved over here, like the reputation is just very matter of fact and very much like advanced on the subject of sexuality, but like just kind of just like doing it. Now I know that that's mostly true. But I'm confused. Maybe I missed a jump. What is lightning? What is that? What is that? What does that signify? What?
When we graduate, we get this specific hat.
Yes.
In the sweatband on the inside,
yes.
You have little signifiers for different things you do while wearing the hat. Yeah. So a lightning would be having sex with a not romantic partner, while wearing the hat. And
so having sex with your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever friend doesn't count. You have to go out and get casual sex while wearing your fucking hat.
You get a heart if it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. We do?
Yeah, you get a heart.
And the wave is for bathing naked in the sea with the hat on.
Wow! I knew about the hat, but of course there would be stuff going on the inside. Yeah.
And much more.
Yeah, I bet. That's amazing. Okay. Once on vacation to the Canary Islands with my mom, I went on Tinder to find people to hang out with, aka not my mom and her partner. I found another lonely traveler, and I ended up with them on an amazing experience, watching my favorite star constellations on the beach while coming from Cunnilingus. Such a beautiful experience. Aww. Yeah, their life is awesome, clearly. I once shoved a carrot up my bum and took a photo to send to my partner. I instantly after deleted the photo. The next day, I wanted to show my mom how cool the deleted photos folder was, having completely forgotten about the carrot photo. Yes. Hello, Mom.
All right, so I once went to a festival. I did a little bit of drugs with my then girlfriend and her friend. We're partying, having fun. The drugs we did was a little erotic kind of drug where you get a little bit horny. And you know how that gets when you get horny, you're dancing and you think you get really sensual, you're all dancing very close. I was not in a polyamorous relationship, but my girlfriend decided to kiss her best friend.
Yeah.
Usually, I would be like, what the hell? But I was on drugs. So I went, all right, this could happen. Like, something great could happen here. So I go and ask her, like, why do you do that? Do you want to sleep with her? And she said, yeah, kind of. And I was like, okay, should we sleep with her? And she said, okay, we can try that. So we go back to my place. And we get started. We all kissing, undressing each other. But my girlfriend at the time was a bottom. Her best friend was a bottom. And I'm not a bottom, but also I am not that strong. I don't know if you ever tried sleeping with girls for a long time, but you can come a lot of times. There's no natural stop like there's with a boy. So, after the first 3 hours, I think, okay, that's it. We will stop now. I was like, let's go take a shower and like clean up. We go into the shower. It continues in the shower.
Yes.
Okay, then we go back to the bedroom. It continues. Then I'm like, okay, let's try to get a little bit colder. Let's go outside. Let's go up on the rooftop. We go up on the rooftop, look out at the skyline. We have sex up on the rooftop.
Yes!
I'm like, how do I get out of this? We go back down. My jaw is literally hurting. My forearms, I cannot anymore. But as a top, I do have some pride. So what do? How do you get out of this if no one else is saying stop? We are saying, okay, let's take a little bit break from the banging and let's just have some little fun play, little sensual play. I get a lap dance and it's like, I'm thinking now is a great time to stop. But again, I don't want to hurt my pride. So the best way to do this, in my mind, is let me pass out. So I have this girl sitting on top of me, shaking her booty, and I go, all right, And I lay there, and they go over to me, and I'm thinking, should I just wake up now and say, okay, I'm not feeling so well, or should I just stay here to make it really convincing? So I stay laying there to make sure we don't get back to having sex. And I stay laying there for a good 15 minutes. They get really worried, and until they start like, should we call the ambulance? I'm like, okay, now I should wake up. So I wake up, and I'm like, okay, I'm not feeling so great. Probably the drugs. Let's stop it here. But I kind of want to ask you, do you have a better way to stop it except hurting your pride? Because it was not the best experience for me to pass out. I quite hit myself when hitting the floor.
Oh, no.
But yeah, that was my story.
Okay. All right. Let's discuss it, shall we? You talked about your pride, and that's absolutely what's going on here, right? This is ego. This is ego getting in the way of taking care of your business. Tops, this is a common misconception that tops and whatnot, doms, often are like, no, I gotta keep going. My greedy bottom bitch is like wanting all of it, right? I got two on my arms like a puppet. Oh, I gotta keep going. You are allowed, everyone is allowed to tap out. You are allowed to tap out. You are allowed, whatever your place in the dynamic, whether you are receiving or giving, you are definitely allowed to tap out. Do not feel any obligation in future drug-fueled orgies that you have to keep going, and that like the only way to save your face, literally and figuratively, is to pass out, nearly knocking yourself unconscious in the process. I mean, that's a bold stroke, but also, like, you can definitely tap out. I have spent many hours of my life trying to participate in smutty conversations with my friends by suggesting that I have done the things. I have spent a couple thousand hours, by suggesting that I've done the things that I have spent a couple thousand hours reading about on AO3's smutty fanfics.
Oh.
Because I haven't done anything myself. And that's fucking embarrassing. But luckily, virginity is a construct, and because I still know how to lick an ass open, so fuck it. That's true. Like book learning and smut learning, you can pick up a lot of information. It's very true. And if you don't want to get in there and do it with other people, like it's kind of funny to keep your friends on a string like that. So honestly, you can learn a lot from AO3. Yep.
Here is a detailed list of all the vibrators that I have ever owned. My first vibrator was my finger, and I am on this stage because my newest vibrator just broke today. And you have a brilliant selection, and I am here to claim it because no way I'm buying a vibrator today. So, my first vibrator was this beautiful finger. How many people have used this vibrator? Thank you. My second vibrator was my electric shaver in the shower that I took the razor blade off, and then I used it inside of me, and I'm still convinced to this day that I have razor marks inside of me from this vibrator. It's very uncomfortable, but it was good. It got me where I needed to go. My third vibrator was the dentist recommended electric toothbrush. We appreciate that. Thank you, all dentists everywhere. My fourth vibrator was a vibrating dildo. It was a big step for me. I got to the sex shop down in the street and I bought it and I said, "Hi, will this make me come like on the pornos?" And she said, "That's a weird question to ask." And I said, "Yeah, but where can I ask that question but here? And she said, fair point, here's a condom. And I said, what am I going to use that for? It's a vibrator, it's just going to be me. And she said, here you go home. And then I went home and I used it for 6 months and then my vagina broke it. So I went back to the store and said, hi, you sold me this vibrator. It's been 6 months. And I broke it. And she said, you broke it? I said, I broke it. And she said, you sure? Yeah, I'm really sure. Can you give me a new one? I think there's a warranty. And she said, it's a sex toy. I don't think there's a warranty on a sex toy. And I said, well, give me a new one. And I was fine by that because I got a beige kind of colored one. And I was kind of unsure about that because I didn't want a beige colored one, but I did not want a pink one. So I got a purple one after that because eggplant. And I broke that within 6 months again. So I had to go back to the sex shop and say, hi, remember me? Yeah, you're the one that broke the sex toy within 6 months. And I'm like, yeah, guess why I'm back? Oh. And the only person that was happy about that was my boyfriend because he was kind of intimidated about my purple eggplant vibrator. So he was happy that it broke because then I went back to him. The vibrator after that was the vibrator calendar that I bought with my very good friend. It had a womanizer, which would be my nickname in lesbian circles after that. And it broke a year ago, which prompted me to buy more vibrators. I am sustaining the vibrator community and capitalism all by myself, by the way. I bought 2. I bought one that was supposed to mimic oral sex. It did not. And that just broke this morning. Then I got your mom's 80s vibrator. You know, this silver bullet one that has like this, the clicking on the bottom that you always fuck up when you're trying to like insert it inside yourself. And it was really uncomfortable. And that also broke this morning. It was a hard day today. It really was. Especially because Pride is in 2 days and I have no vibrator and I'm ovulating, so pray for me. So I am here to win your hearts, your participation at Pride, and perhaps a vibrator to get through this hard time. That was my set. Thank you very much. This is a brilliant event. Thank you.
That is truly an unfortunate convergence of events this morning. I'm not going to ask what you were doing this morning. You're just like, oh, why are they breaking? Why are they all breaking? Have you kicked it? Like, have you tried to? No.
Vagina is magic.
Your magic, like anti-vibrators. Got it. As a teenager, I would masturbate a lot with my electric toothbrush. Yes. This is a classic for a reason, apparently. Yes, indeed. Electric toothbrush is got the right wavelength for a lot of people. There's a lot of masturbation stuff in here today. Okay. Whoops. I once masturbated with a cucumber, but when I came, I accidentally squeezed it so hard it exploded. Y'all, that's a lot of pressure. Cucumbers are not that hollow. There's a lot in, oh my goodness. Okay. All right. My best friend turned me gay. Yay! I love really short confessions like that. It's like, cool, that's great. Celebrate that shit.
I love women. I truly do. And it took me... I'm sorry. Yep. And it took me some time to realize that, rather than realize, it took me some time to actually act on it. I had to go through a lot of men. And I did. And a couple of years ago, I broke up with my shitty ex-boyfriend, and I was like, this is the time for me to shine. This is the time for me to get out there and figure out who the fuck I am and figure out, like, all this sexual tension and all these feelings I feel about women. So I did that through Tinder, of course, because, you know. And, I found this woman on Tinder, and she was amazing. She had this buzz cut, and she was like kind of androgynous, but also had the longest eyelashes I have ever seen in my life. Like, she was a boss-ass bitch. And I felt so intimidated by her. Have any of you ever heard of, it's called the second puberty? Raise your hand.
Yes.
Okay, to the ones that haven't heard of it, okay, you've all been through puberty, I think, but the second puberty is pretty much all the shit you went through the first time, but now it's like in a gay way, you know? Now it's like we have the same autonomy and I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I feel so uncomfortable or like so self-conscious about trying to figure out these parts of myself. And I met this woman. We went on a date. She was great. We went home to her, and the chemistry was, on fire. And I didn't really know how to move it into like the bedroom. So I was like, hey, maybe we should take a shower together. And she was like, oh yeah. And that's the first time I was waterboarded. Like I went on my knees. I was like, this is gonna be sexy as fuck. I could not breathe. Like, I literally couldn't. I didn't know what was body, what was water. I was drowning. Literally. I was like, okay, this is not working out. We kind of laughed it off. Yeah. I was like, okay, let's move it into the bedroom. Yeah. So we moved it into the bedroom, and I was kind of touching her, and I don't know, I didn't really know what was going on. So we seemed like we both enjoyed it, and we had like open communication about it. Like, is this okay? Is this okay? And then I was like, oh, fuck, I feel like I'm fucking up. Let's just go to sleep. Then, yeah, I don't know. I was inexperienced, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna lay down and cuddle you because I don't know what I'm doing. The next morning, we got it on. The next morning, I was kissing on her. I was in between her legs, like the fluids. Okay, that's too much detail. Anyways, but it was amazing, and like I heard her moaning, I heard myself moaning, I heard like the echo of my moan, and then I woke up. No. And I woke up by the sound of my own moaning. I got so turned on the last night that I sex dreamed about her, and I woke myself up by my own moaning. I was like. So I was like, oh yeah, and then I just woke up and I was like, oh shit, she's laying right beside me and we are not touching. I didn't really know if she woke up by the moaning. I didn't get the consent, but I was unconscious. What am I supposed to do, right? So I just like acted like I was sleeping a little bit, and then she woke up and I was like, oh, did you sleep well? And she was like, yeah, looking at me funny. We didn't talk about it over breakfast. We didn't talk about it when we said goodbye. I went home and I felt so shitty about it, and then I sent her a text. I was like, okay, hey, I gotta come clean because I don't know if you actually heard this or not, but I got so aroused last night that I dreamed about us, and I woke myself up moaning. And yeah, and then she was like, yeah, I actually heard that. And I thought that you were touching yourself. And I was like, I was not touching myself beside you. I'm so sorry about this moment. And she was like, hey, can you come over and we can talk about this? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I went over to talk about it, and we probably had some of the best sex I've ever had in my whole life. So, thank you. That's it for me. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. That's a great dream to have, but also super embarrassing if you're waking the person. Yes. Amazing. All right. Oh, huh. Am I a bad person? All the interesting questions come after that phrase. Am I a bad person if I stop dating a person because the sex is bad, but I really like their personality and we are really having a good time with them? No. You're not a bad person. You're not a bad person. You will be judged according to how you break up with that person, but you're not a bad person for wanting to get your sexual needs met in this relationship. So yeah, you got to be ready to pull that plug if it's not working out. On a trip to Copenhagen, I hooked up with someone on a dating app so I could stay at their hotel room. It is very expensive in Copenhagen. We're still friends, they say on the bottom. That excuses that behavior? I don't think so. Okay. I bought a new car, and I'm mostly looking forward to the sex I'm going to have in it. That's the spirit. That is the spirit. I swear to God, sometimes I think just like the internet is for porn, cars are for sex, right? As soon as they started making cars, I am fairly sure people were fucking in them because they're like, sweet, another place that we can be kind of private. So yeah, I can relate. You want to get in there and test that stick shift. I get it. Thank you so much, everyone out there in podcast land. Thank you for listening and enjoying our show, sharing it with others. Want to give a special thank you to Odense Pride for bringing Smut Slam out there for 2025. We are currently working on bringing the slam there on a more regular basis. So you want to stay tuned to Smut Slam DK on Instagram. Smut Slam DK on Instagram. We're starting up the new Denmark specific account over there. And so we're going to have all the announcements about Denmark slams showing up in that space. So as far as the podcast goes, if you don't want to wait for 2 or 3 more weeks for the next episode, I invite you to consider joining our Patreon and helping us put these out more regularly. Marc and I do our best, but it is some work, folks. It is some work, and your support over on Patreon can really make a difference. The lowest tier is $4. For this, you get 30 extended episodes with stories and fuck buckets that never made it into the regular releases. So you're going to get the full fucking download, baby. Plus, you get to listen to the regular episodes a few days earlier, right? Get the jump on all your perverted friends and hear our smut before they do, all right? You can go to patreon.com/yourlifeisawesome, read up about it, and join our little smut lovers club. I want to let you all know what is coming up now in terms of live smut slams, because of course Your Life is Awesome is an excellent podcast, but if you live in one of our, how shall I say, service areas, you should get out to a live slam if you can, all right? We have the slams coming up next here would be in Boston on August 5th with our host there, Victor Victrola. We are currently working on Copenhagen, August 12th. I'll be doing a slam there as part of their alternative pride at Rådhuset. So that is a free show thanks to support from the Rådhuset and the kind of community civic infrastructure. They're supporting us out there. So you want to get out there for sure. August 12th to Copenhagen. In Baltimore, August 15th, our excellent host there, Diva Darling, is going to be showing up with another fantastic slam. And then in Berlin, we are back at our outdoor venue, Villa Curiosum, on August 18th. August 18th is possibly our final slam for the outdoor season. It's hard to tell. Every August, we start getting a little bit like, I don't know, is September going to be okay out there? We'll let you know at the slam outdoors on August 18th. Again, Villa Curiosum, tickets are available online already. And I want you to set your sights forward quite a bit. We have the Spain tour. Oh, we have a number of different things going on here in September. We've got a slam on September 19th in Manchester, September 21st in Glasgow, and then the 22nd in Brighton. So I've got a little UK mini tour happening there. And then in Spain, we're coming there on the 25th, that's Thursday the 25th, to Barcelona, and the 27th, for the first time ever, we're doing a show in Madrid. If you want to stay in touch with all of the live shows that we got going on, I mean, we're definitely going to start stacking them up when fall kicks in, all right? So just join us there at smutslampodcast.com. Go to the events page, and you're going to see a list of the forthcoming events. All right. So between the website for our live shows and then online and Patreon for our podcast archives, you're going to be fully like getting your smut on. And we just hope to see you out there one way or the other. Please join us in support if you can. If not, letting people know about Smut Slam is always a good way to show that you love us. All right. So tell your friends to come on out and catch us in the live and unrelenting flesh. Share the link to this podcast and, stay smutty. It's still summer. It's a good time to get out there and make hay while the sun shines. We will see you next time. Remember, your life is awesome.
This has been Your Life is Awesome, a story podcast from Smut Slam with Cameron Moore. Produced by me, Marc Seistedt. Music by Sticky Biscuits. A huge thank you to all storytellers featured. All stories are being shared with permission. If you want to help us make more of these, plus get access to longer episodes and other bonus material, please join our Patreon at patreon.com/yourlifeisawesome. If that's not in the cards right now, you can also help by rating and reviewing this show. Look for that option in your podcast app. We might read out some reviews on a future episode. Got a question for Cameron? Write or send a voice recording to smutslampodcast@gmail.com. This too might be featured on the podcast. And if you want to find out more about Smut Slam and the code of conduct we use in the shows, go to smutslam.com. All links mentioned can be found in the podcast info. Thanks for listening.